A massive army of Rus princes with all their nomadic allies brimming with confidence, marching after some mysterious invaders from the east. They think it's an easy task, a swift victory ahead. But they have no idea they are walking straight into one of the worst military traps in history. Today, we're going to the year 1223, the Battle of the Kalka River, a truly decisive battle. So, how did it all begin? You see, there were two incredibly skilled Mongol generals named Jebe and Subutai. They had just destroyed the Khwarezmian Empire and, with an impressive campaign, had also defeated the Georgians in the Caucasus. Now, they had reached the steppes of Eastern Europe. When they crossed the Caucasus, they first faced an alliance of local tribes and the Cumans, also known as the Kipchaks. Here, the Mongols played a very clever trick. They went to the Cumans and said, "Look, we and you both come from the steppes. Let's ally, strike these highlanders, and we'll divide the spoils later." And the Cumans, unfortunately, agreed. The alliance broke. The Mongols first annihilated the Caucasian tribes and then immediately betrayed the Cumans and defeated them as well. This is when the Kievan Khan, Khoten, who had been defeated, fled to his son-in-law, Mstislav the Bold, the powerful prince of Galicia. He told him, "Today the Mongols struck us, tomorrow it will be your turn, the Rus." Mstislav the Bold took the threat seriously and convinced the other Rus princes that they must unite. One of the most important among them was Mstislav of Kiev, who was older and more cautious. These two Mstislavs didn't get along at all. Each marched to the beat of his own drum. This was truly a disaster for their army. The Mongols sent envoys twice, saying, "We have no war with you. Our enemy is the Cumans. You should step aside." But the first time, Mstislav of Kiev, the older one, became enraged and ordered the envoys to be executed, a horrific diplomatic mistake and against all customs of the time. The war was now inevitable. For 9 whole days, the Mongols played their trump card, the famous tactic of feigned retreat. For 9 whole days, they pretended to be fleeing, dragging this large and disorganized Rus Kuman army after them across the steppes. This had several advantages. First, it exhausted the Rus. Second, it stretched their army's lines completely, disorganizing them. And third, this long pursuit intensified the disagreements among the commanders. Everyone wanted to be the first to arrive and claim the glory of victory for themselves. After 9 days, they reached the Kalka River. There, the Mongols stopped and prepared for battle. Now, the Cumans and the forces of Mstislav the Bold, the restless ones, without waiting for the rest of the army and without any coordination, crossed the river and attacked. This was the exact trap that Subutai, the Mongol military genius, was waiting for. He waited until these vanguard forces were sufficiently distanced from the main body of the Rus army, which was still on the other side of the river. And then, the main Mongol attack began, a surprise attack with their heavy cavalry. The Cumans, who were mostly light cavalry and archers, were completely taken by surprise, surrounded and shattered. They began to flee in terror, but their escape route was directly towards the Russian forces who were crossing the river. Imagine what happened. The fleeing soldiers crashed into their own ranks, creating complete chaos among the Rus forces. The Mongols took full advantage of this turmoil and nearly annihilated the Rus army. Mstislav the Bold managed to break through and escape with a part of his forces. But Mstislav of Kiev, the other one who had stayed behind, retreated with his remaining forces to a fortified camp on a hill and resisted for 3 days. But their water and supplies ran out. Here, an intermediary named Ploskenia came and swore an oath to Mstislav that if they surrender, their blood would not be shed. The Rus agreed and surrendered, and the Mongols kept their promise in their own way. They did not shed their blood. They laid the Rus princes and nobles on the ground, placed heavy wooden planks on top of them, and the Mongol commanders sat on those same planks to celebrate their victory, while the prisoners were crushed to death underneath. This battle was an absolute catastrophe for the Rus. It's said that for every 10 soldiers who went, only 1 returned alive. This was a reconnaissance in force. The Mongols returned, but with complete intelligence on the weaknesses and divisions of the Rus. And this very information paved the way for Batu Khan's much larger invasion 14 to 15 years later, the same invasion that led to the long Mongol rule over the Rus. The Battle of Kalka was in fact a very serious warning bell that the Rus did not hear. This battle shows in a very bitter way that when you face a powerful and united enemy, internal division can be truly devastating. And now we leave you with this question. Imagine if those Rus princes could have set aside their differences just for a short time and truly acted as one. Would history have taken a different path?